so I'm just kidding. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I will note, I appreciate the questions on Aurora and that situation. Actually, it might not seem pertinent to Kansans, but that would be the closest VA facility for a large share of northwestern corner of my district. It's only 188 miles from Kansas, and don't forget it's 200 or 300 or 400 miles the other way for some of mine. So I watch this very closely because I will have Kansans traveling hopefully one day to this facility. I have a couple questions. First, Ms. Salons, on my bill, I understand that you support the concept. But are you willing to work with my staff, subcommittee staff, to fix a few of the technical issues that you've expressed?
Absolutely. It's my understanding that our folks have already reached out to your staffers to set up a conversation to do exactly that.
Absolutely. We want to make certain that these set-asides obviously go to those who veterans that should be qualifying for these particular contracts. So thank you for that commitment. We'll continue to move forward and hopefully we'll fix a few of those technical issues. I do have a few other questions on the other bills or some of the statements here. First, for Mr. Lowe, in reference to the IT, and I appreciate my colleague from Indiana and her work on this, and I was in some of these hearings. Do you believe that the IT system at the VA is secure today?
Congressman, it is as secure as we can possibly make it. There's nobody in any position or anybody that sits in my position that can definitively state that their system is completely secure, because there are just too many unknowns. But based upon the information that I have today, I have to say that we're as secure as we can be.
Is there an independent assessment outside the VA that can?
The IG conducts an independent assessment. GAO conducts an independent assessment. You remember in the hearing, and
their assessment was not very good the last I saw. My question is, outside of the VA, outside of the government, have you brought in any independent contractors say, hey, yes, the system is secure at a standard for the industry that we believe is?
We had an independent assessment come in and take a look at the domain controllers, which we briefed the staff on, and it was specific to the domain controllers, and they didn't, and that was specific to the instance that the committee was concerned about that happened in 2010, and they found that the remediation activities that took place in 2010 were effective.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Look forward to that information as we move forward. I had one other question on the issue of whistleblowers, and I know I speak for all the committee members that we've been stunned and shocked, particularly by the response from the department at differing levels. We've had a series of secretaries that have promised to make certain whistleblowers were never retaliated against, and somehow that didn't get down to the other 320,000 folks working in the department. How many outstanding cases of alleged whistleblower retaliation are still ongoing?
I don't have a number at hand. The Office of Special Counsel sends those cases to us in kind of two different batches, two levels of priority. We did work out with them last summer an agreement that if they prioritize a particular case because an individual employee who claims to be subject to whistleblower retaliation has a pending personnel action, something adverse is happening, those come over on an expedited basis. Our attorneys work with the supervisors and managers of those people to ensure that whatever adverse action is going on is stayed. Then there is another larger group of cases where the Office of Special Counsel hears from an individual who believes that he or she is the subject of retaliation, but there is either nothing immediate pending, or the Office of Special Counsel isn't as convinced, based on the evidentiary record that they have, that retaliation has in fact taken place, so those take a little bit longer.
So in order, though, I just have a few seconds left, in order to determine whether we've made progress or not, whether you've made progress or not, do you have any comparison baseline of what it was maybe before you came on board, where it was 3 years ago? Can you provide those numbers to the committee so we get a sense of are we making progress?
Certainly. I'll be happy to provide specific numbers, and I can tell you that we had an expectation when we entered into that agreement for this expedited process that the number of complaints that would be sent through that process would be quite high. It's actually been lower than I think either the Office of Special Counsel or our staff.
It's
feared
lower,
might
but
be.
you don't know what the number is today. It's my understanding it's over 100 outstanding cases of alleged retaliation. Is that in the
That was the
ballpark?
number that we were given at the time we entered into the agreement last summer. I think it's a much smaller number, more on the order of closer to 10 that has come through the expedited process. But I'll be happy to get you precise numbers so we can begin to have that kind of trend analysis.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr.